inch of my body.
Can you believe it's already December? And you know what that means. Christmas is here and gifts are to be given. Luckily, video game companies are putting out some hot new releases for Christmas gifts and man children like me to buy for themselves. You got that new Smash Ultimate. Oh yes, you got that Just Cause 4. It's a fun game. You got this new title coming out December 13th, some indie survival game that looks pretty sweet. It's called DayZ or something like that, but it looks like a promising little game here. December usually isn't the biggest month for video game companies to release a title because it tends to get lost in the year of releases. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen, and that doesn't mean the games aren't good. I mean, look at Smash Ultimate. But you do have to take December releases with a grain of salt, and I'm here to talk to you about a particular December release from 20 years ago today, way back in 1998. I'm talking about South Park, boys. South Park, the game based on the show King of the Hill, was released on December 12, 1998 for the Nintendo 64. To my knowledge, this is the first game that my mom told me I wasn't allowed to play. South Park was in its infancy in 98, and boy oh boy was it a controversial show. I mean, it still is, but back then it was like having a gay couple kiss in a cartoon today. It makes mommies angry. South Park, the game, was developed by Iguana Entertainment and published by Acclaim. Iguana Entertainment, later bought out by Acclaim, had a few little gem titles under their belt such as NBA Jam and Turok. Turok being an important part to South Park, oddly enough, as we'll go into in a bit. Somewhere along the lines of this incredibly popular and notorious TV show South Park, someone came along and said, hey, we need to license this to a video game and cash in on this. That's obvious. That happens all the time. No sweat, right? But here's where someone fucked up. Whoever pitched this idea decided to make this game based on a cartoon depicting four little bastards in a small mountain town, a first-person shooter. That's right, South Park for the N64 was an FPS game. In this game, you control one of four previously mentioned bastards and use various weapons throughout the game to defeat enemies in a stage-like fashion. Odd style, but I can see it working, right? A little fun, a little something different. Well, I'm just gonna put all that shit to a halt right now. This game is garbage, and that's coming from a former 8-year-old me who loved to play it at a friend's house because his parents didn't give a shit and let 8-year-olds play a game based on South Park. The plot for the game is as follows. A mysterious comet is heading to Earth. The comet makes things go crazy. Enemies pop up and the four boys fight them and investigate their source to defend the town. That's it. It's voiced by Matt Stone and Trey Parker though, so there is some redeeming qualities here. The game throws you into various stages as I said before, and the draw distance is hilariously short. The fog makes South Park look like Silent Hill, and it honestly makes it a little unsettling to explore the town. But the FPS engine used here was taken from Turok, as you can see. Turok had the same foggy draw distance implemented there. We can just blame this fog on the comment though, so yeah. As you go through these stages, you fight various enemies. You have rabid turkeys, clones, aliens, robots, and killer toys to battle, and the weapon of choice for you to battle is snowballs. You can pee on them too, primarily for a comedic effect.
Cool, dude!
There is some other weapons to pick up like dodgeballs and cow launchers, but snowballs are 80% of what you'd be using. Luckily, they kill turkeys in one hit. There is many things wrong with this game. In fact, I don't think there is much right. The four characters available to play offer no difference in playstyle, no special abilities or anything. Even though the voicing is done by the South Park creators, it isn't done well and implemented into the game properly. It sounds muffled and lacks the proper emotion for the cutscenes. It's like they just tried using a soundboard to make the scenes happen.
What's happening? Whoa, dude, I'm good. Dude, this is great. Time for total annihilation.
The enemies are repetitive and do no damage to you, so it just boils down to an incredibly annoying game. After hearing me sell you this game, you may be surprised to find out this game was met with overwhelmingly negative reviews. The N64 release had the best reviews at a respectable 67%, and the Windows and PlayStation versions dropped significantly to a 51% and 41% respectively. GameSpot stated in the review, South Park is definitely one of those games that is bound to come up when you start thinking about the worst game you've ever played. And a good license and good graphics just aren't enough. IGN spoke on the game as well and said it's just as funny as the Comedy Central series, which I still don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. Oh. It's not wrong to assume the creators of South Park aren't a fan of the game, mostly because they publicly stated that the game sucks chef's chocolate salty balls. They didn't really care. Video games didn't have much of an effect back in '98, and their TV show thrived and continued to grow in popularity. And they even continued to sell their license and make more games throughout the years. In 1999, they released Chef's Love Shack to negative reviews that made the original game look like a masterpiece. Also in 1999, they had South Park Rally, which got even worse reviews than the first two, and it's kind of impressive actually that they got that low of reviews. They didn't make anything after that until 2014 when The Stick of Truth came out, and they actually put some writing and love into the game and ended up with an overwhelmingly positive reception, finally putting their IP to some use in the video game market. It all stemmed from that N64 cartridge though, and even though the reviews hated it, little me loved that shit. It was probably the taboo around it that made me think it was cool, or simply the fact that I could piss on a snowball and make it yellow and throw it at my buddy's face in a video game. That just made it a whole lot of fun. Oh yeah, it had a multiplayer thing too, but it's not even worth mentioning because somehow it ended up worse than the story mode. It's just the main part that I have memories from playing back in the day. But anyways, that's South Park from 1998 for the N64. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed me reminiscing on an old ass game like I like to do. And I like to do it generally a decade late, sometimes two. If you enjoyed this and want to see me talk about some more old ass games, how about you subscribe? Give me a little like on the video, maybe a little comment, show me some love, you know. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.
That pimp shit, everybody let me hear you say, oh yeah, I hold your hands in the air, and wait for my, you just don't care, and if you like fishy grease and all that pimp shit, everybody let me hear you say, oh yeah.